All right, we are back in action for the run. I'm here with my man Jose Patino, the last regional champion, holds a record for 102 recruits, just hit marketing director. Now, this is the brackets for the run, the greatest run of our life beginning September. And this is a message to the following leaders and officers. You ready? We have Santa Ana, we have Burbank, we have Ohio with Quinine, we have Gardena with Carlos. We have Downey with Rita and Medrano's group. We have Santa Ana with Sheehan. We have people here in Burbank with Patino. We have Paulette with Donna. Paulette with Beverly Hills. I mentioned Donna already. We have Reyes. Those are the offices, right? Mm-hmm. Those are the offices. So these are the people that are going to be competing for the next 90 days, if not 120 days, as we wrap up the entire year. And last time, this guy here won the regional. He beat out everybody. It's the best competition. We're looking for the next MDs that are going to be popping out for. So a lot of you guys here were hand selected by your leadership based on your numbers the last 90 days that were selected. And then also we have a special wild card. We're going to do it a little bit differently so that someone comes out and goes out there and competes. But let me just have Patino tell you what happens when he won last time and what's the incentive of winning and being number one. What happens to you? I'll let him tell you. So, Patino.
Man, it was a whole bunch of competition, office to office. So, my thing is like, man, I want to make sure Burbank takes it and we beat Santa Ana, every other office. But let me tell you about the experience. You know, Gaitan, all the MDs flew me out just like this. Hey, you're going out with Patrick. You won first place. I got there. Patrick was in a restaurant. It's called Texas de Brazil. Amazing steak. You know, when we were there, like it was a buffet. One-on-one time with Mr. Patrick B. David, stretching your vision, an exotic, where you can say a nice blue Rolls Royce that was in it, man. Learning from Tom, everybody in home office, just amazing. That really helped me hit MD. It gave me an identity, and Patrick knew exactly who I was. So thank you guys. But if I'm you guys, I gotta do whatever it takes to win first place, because that's pride. That brings your identity, and everybody in the company and the hierarchy knows exactly who you guys are.
I love it. So now people know who Patino is. 100 and holds a record as a non-MD, 102 recruits. Now is an MD competing with all the other MDs. So he's here so that you guys can hear what happens when you win first place. Now I'm about to list out the names here, the brackets to find out who's going to be the most competitive person in that office. And you're going to love first place. You're going to love first place. Second place, you're going to like. Third place, you'll see. Fourth place, if you like toys, you might like number fourth place. But here you go. Here are the brackets. Now, I'm going to show you. It's going to be based on your personal numbers. For every personal recruit that you get is 4 points. For every personal application and 1,000 points that you write is 3 points. For every base recruit that you get is 2 points. For every base 1,000 points is 2 points. For every one direct license agent is 5 points. That's how we're going to grade you. And we go into this competition. We're going to announce the specific dates of the competition. If it's going to be week to week or bi-weekly. We're waiting for the company video to come out for the brackets, so we're in alignment with the same brackets, and we'll likely go from September all the way to the end of the year. And the first place, you ready? First place. Imagine pulling up the Pachanga. Imagine going to the convention on February 5th, the Fast and Furious Future, and we get you an exotic, a Lamborghini, a Ferrari. You want a Bentley. You want a Rolls Royce, you want something like that, we're going to get you an exotic. When you get to the event, you have your exotic there waiting for you. The guy comes up to you and says, here's your key. You drive it up to a restaurant that we're going to have lined up for you. You're going to spend some time with the leadership team. On top of that, your room is going to be comped. It'll be upgraded to a suite. So we got you covered. It's going to be VIP at this event. You're going to have the best seating at this convention that we're going to have in February. You'll likely be a speaker at the convention in front of thousands of people. You're going to get massive recognition on stage in front of everybody, thousands of people. That's first place. Second place, it's going to be a spa treatment at the Pachanga. When's the last time you had your little spa treatment? The mud and the cucumbers, and you get a massage. And it's just, it feels so good when they take care of you like that. That's second place. So this is a pretty expensive treatment you're going to get. It's not going to be like the, little massage on your feet, like, the little Asian spots every corner you go to. And then you have third place, going to be a gift card for a movie and dinner for you and your spouse. A gift card, third place. Then fourth place, you're going to get a sick, one of a kind exotic toy car. Okay, a toy car because you got 4th place. So that's going to be you. So we'll see who goes out there in advance. So here are the rankings, okay? Who's going to go head to head? We'll probably tell you the first 5 or so of top rankings last 90 days based on recruiting numbers, production, top 5. We couldn't go through all of them, but I can tell you the top leaders right now. We have top rankings. Tanya out of Santa Ana, number 1. Number 2, Peter and Pamela out of Santa Ana, because Ovana's is one of the biggest base shop builders right now in the last 90 days. That's number 2. Number 3 ranking, we have Darrell Kraft out of Ohio. 4th ranking is Betty Duran out of Burbank. 5th ranking, where's number 5? Number 5 is Lori out of Chino Hills. Number 6 is Susan and David Mata out of Santa Ana. And number 7, Freddie Flores. Those are some of the top 7 rankings right now. Let's see who's going to go out there and face each other. On the far left, the first category, we have Tanya versus Letty out of MOB. So Tanya Santa Ana versus Letty. Then we have Anna and Sel in Santa Ana versus Laura Ramirez out of Newhall. Then we have Kimberly out of Burbank versus Bozana out of Beverly Hills. Then we have Lori out of Chino Hills versus Rosalind Johnson out of Ohio. Then we have Betty Duran versus Ilse Beaufort out of Burbank. Then we have Heather Chino Hills versus Lawrence out of Gardena. We have Kevin out of Burbank versus Lachelle Johnson out of Ohio. And then we have Susan and David Mata out of Santa Ana versus Keith Cobb out of Downey. And that's the bracket on the left side. Those are the brackets. Then we have the right side. We have Peter and Pamela versus Hilda out of Downey. Then we have Scott and Antoinette, Santa Ana versus Rodrigo out of Burbank. Who's going to win that one?
That's a good one.
We'll see. Then we have Farah versus Mariam out of Santa Ana. That's Burbank, Santa Ana. Then we have Freddie out of Burbank versus Karen and Giselle out of Downey. Then we have Darrell Kraft out of Ohio versus Omar and Liz out of Sacramento. Jasmine out of Burbank, working with Patino, versus Lori out of Beverly Hills. Then we have Latrina out of Gardena versus Liz and Joe out of Newhall. Then we have Dawn out of Santa Ana versus Juan and Erica out of Burbank MOB. And those are your brackets. Those are your brackets. We'll let you know when the first round begins. Well, the first round begins September 1st. And we'll let you know if it's going to be the first 7 days, the first 10 days. We'll let you know. Just know that the race has begun. And here you go. To all the wild cards out there, whether you're licensed or non-licensed. Okay? But if you're not licensed, you have to get licensed by the by the beginning of October. Also be appointed so you can compete with everybody. But preferably licensed agents. You ready? Anyone that in the first 7 or 10 days that outperforms the lowest person. So the lowest person who has the lowest score that actually advances to the next round. But let's just say they scored, 7 points. And they advance to the next round. But anybody else that your name is not listed, you're part of the wild card. If you go out there in the next 7 or 10 days, you go out there and score 10 points, 15 points, 20 points, 25 points, and you beat the lowest scoring person, even though they advance, you're going to take their spot.
Oh, wow.
You're going to take their spot.
That's
you're going to just completely remove them, take their spot, and be in the brackets. That's the wild card to go out there and fight for the next 7 and 10 days. If your name is not listed here, guys, all I can tell you is that competition's in the air, and every office wants to compete. You were hand selected by your marketing director. They said these guys are super competitive. You're going to make a name for yourself like this guy Patino. You're going to go compete, and if you stay in this bracket for the next 30, 60, 90, 120 days, you will not only hit marketing director, you may even get your $50,000 watch. You may fight for your ring, but you're going to be a flag carrier in the base shops, make a name for yourself, compete all the way to the very end. And it's not just you competing within your office. There's office pride of you leading that office among all the other offices. So is it going to be Santa Ana this time? Is it going to be Burbank again? Because we always seem to have a lot of people in the base shop. Is it going to be Downey? Is it going to be Beverly Hills? Is it going to be Sacramento? Is it going to be Ohio, Gardena, Newhall? Whoever I just mentioned, the race is on. We're about to compete. So if you had to put if this was Las Vegas and you had to put a wager, what would you say, Patino? What would you say? What are you thinking?
I would choose. I can't tell you guys. Let's see who performs. But all I gotta say is, do not get comfortable. don't underestimate your opponent and get off to a fast start.
That's it. That's it. So, hey, that's that. You're off to the races. The race has begun. The run has begun. Go out there and compete. Go make a name for yourself.